Okay, hello, welcome. I'm so glad to show off this Olympia SM8 to you today. This is a 1965 SM8, and so you all love these Olympias. So let's take a look at it. And I realized I didn't have the carriage locked, so let me lock it. But right, there you go. So that's the first thing I'll show you. Right here is your carriage lock. So if you get it and you're like, my carriage, it's not moving. There's a lock right here, and you just flip that down. Boom, you'll see the carriage kind of jiggle over, and now it is free to move. And the carriages on Olympias feel so different. I love them. But the carriage release is right here, and just on one side. Here is your paper release, and that is for the paper when you, I'll show you later. So it just releases the tension on the paper for you if you need to adjust it. Now your margins, you just squeeze these guys and move them. The bell sounds really good. Here's your paper guide. Comes in handy. You've got the voila, the paper holder. Your tab stops are gonna be in the back. So I'm gonna flip this up. There's your tab stops. So you just press and drag. So you put your tabs wherever you want them to be, okay? Put it back down. Let me get this lined up again. And then here's your tab button, all right? Color selector on the right side. Black on top, red on bottom. The white in the middle is stencil. You will never need it. So, but if it's on the stencil, it's not going to type properly. And so there's a couple things that happen. If your typewriter ever just, it's like it's not working right, there's a couple things you need to check. Make sure it's not on stencil, that it's fully on black or red. And check your ribbon, which we're going to get into here in just a second. Actually, I'll do that right now. Let's move the carriage over to the left. To open up this top, you just come down here and pop it up. Voila, just like that. And you'll see we've installed universal ribbons, which makes it very easy to replace. You can get a universal ribbon on our website at jotandtilltypewriters.com. We've put a new one in here for you already. When it's time to change it out, there's some spring-loaded little arms here. Just pull them back. Pop those babies out and put a new one in. When you do put a new one in, make sure it's threaded properly. There is an up-close image of this escapement in that area right there on our website. The link is in the description below. It'll take you to the listing. Even if it's sold, the images are there for your reference. Now, one thing you need to know is on these spools, there's not a lot of ribbon. So you're going to get to the end of the spool and your typewriter is going to like either freeze on you, or the font's going to get really faint, or you're going to keep typing and it's like typing in one spot and you're like, this is broken. Your typewriter's not broken. You need to reverse the direction of your ribbon. And you do that. You can see these double barrels either side. Just pop that through. See how easy that is? And you can do either side, okay? I can't overemphasize enough that you need to remember this, because you will panic when you get to the end of the spool. Trust me, everybody does. I do. I forget myself. But take a deep breath. Anytime your typewriter starts acting weird, stop, look at your ribbon, look at your settings, make sure everything is a-okay. And usually 9 times out of 10, that takes care of it. Okay. So I'm going to set this back down just like that. And let's do our typing demo. Okay, so the paper goes right here against your paper guide. Just set it there easy. And then turn your handle just like that. Bring it through. Always remember to move your bar. Your bar doesn't go behind. It goes on top of the paper, okay? And look at that. Oh my goodness. I loaded that up perfectly, but if that happened to be crooked, you could pull this forward and move your paper around to get it lined up and then put it back and la-di-da. Okay, I'm going to check my margins. I like to make them narrow for the demo. And let's go ahead and, gosh, the carriages on the Olympias, I can't describe how smooth they are. It's like they oiled a fresh track. I mean, they just like glide. And it's so nice. Okay. No number 1, so lowercase l, 1965. Very nice typewriter. Olympia SM8. Wow, look how clear that font is. And it's a thinner font, and it's just like really sharp. Whoops. Sorry, got ahead of myself there. I get excited sometimes. I like typewriters. Oops. I will take care of that one so it's not so sticky. So people ask sometimes, or you may wonder, why do typewriter keys stick sometimes? And it's just common. There's a couple keys on here that I need to give some attention to again. But basically, oh, backspace here. Over time, the dust and the grime and oils from your skin, you know, all of that's in the air, settles in onto into the keys, into the little, here, let me pop open no, I'm not going to pop open the top. But anyway, it settles in there, and it causes, it starts to get gunked up. And so since these are old, these are vintage typewriters. This one is 55 years old. That's a lot of years of gunk to build up in there. And so when we get them, we clean them out really good. But the more you type on it, the more it kind of pulls out some of that gunk that's been sitting in there. And so you need to regularly, and that's why they stick. And even when you buy them new, they just stick sometimes. So we recommend keeping mineral spirits and a Q-tip on hand. And so if you get something that's kind of sticky, you just kind of get down in there. We have a video on our typewriter tips. Go look at it, and it shows you how to handle sticky keys. We just keep it on hand, and then especially when you first get one, and it's been decades that many of these haven't been typed on, and the more you type on it and the more you clean it, then eventually you're not going to need to clean it hardly ever. But just even maintenance purposes, you'll need to do that. So that is why you have sticky keys sometimes. Okay. Oh, these keys are easy to type on. What am I? Okay, quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Ooh, nice vowel. So for those of you that have smaller hands, because interestingly enough, I am not the only one with tiny hands. And people ask me because I mention it. And so people go, I have the same problem. This is going to be good for those of you with little hands, because this is so easy to type on. So when you have smaller hands, manual typewriters, gosh, can't type and talk at the same time, can be difficult to use because you have to press down further and the keys are farther apart. Let's try the red ribbon. By the way, your margin release is on the left side and not on the right. Let me just type that word again, because I hit 2 at once. So I don't know if you noticed that the keys that had stuck on me at the very beginning didn't stick on me again once I was typing more and more. You just, man, the more you use it, the less they're going to be sticky on you, but it's just normal as typewriter keys stick. Sometimes you just pop them down, keep the mineral spirits on hand. We have a solution that we blast this with. One thing is, do not use oil. I made that mistake with my very first typewriter. It actually makes it worse. And that's when we were learning about typewriters. I took it into a professional repairman, and he goes, somebody oiled this typewriter. I have no idea who. But anyway, that's just a little extra nugget for you today. Thanks so much for watching. This SM8 is amazing. Amazing. This is good for avid writers, typewriter, book manuscript, screenwriting, any long project. This is a good one for you. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.